That's recording.
Welcome to episode 86,
86.
Auto Off Topic Podcast.
Yep.
Trying something new this time, Andrew?
We are live in the garage.
Well, not when they hear it, they're not.
Yeah, but we're recording live
We're
in
always
the garage.
recording live.
That's true. But we're out of the studio today. We tried to do something a little different. We're under the hood of the Montero.
The 99 Montero.
Because, it was going to be a Project Car update in the studio.
Yep.
Because last Saturday, I fixed the valve cover leak. I think I talked about it on the last episode.
You talked about doing it because I think you'd ordered the parts.
Yes. And it went pretty smoothly, I thought, until a day later after all of the oil should have burned off that had been leaking. I kept smelling it. So I was like, that's weird. So let me take a look on the in the engine compartment. And, of course, even though I was being super, super careful, I somehow managed to pinch a valve cover gasket on the same original side
That was leaking.
that was leaking.
Yes.
So now I've got the intake off again, and I'm redoing the
Yeah,
gasket.
unfortunately, for those who are not familiar with the 6G platform of
6G.
Mitsubishi engines, it's much like most fuel-injected V6s. It's got a big wide intake manifold that crosses over both cylinder heads. So in order to do anything with the cylinder heads, you have to take off the intake manifold first, which is never convenient. But at least on this, being a longitudinal setup, it's not like it's hard to reach anything once you get it apart.
No.
It's not like you can't do the back, valve cover gasket against the firewall or something like that. So
But
it's not tremendously difficult. It's just a time-consuming task with more steps than there should be.
it's the same amount of labor to do spark plugs, basically. So I did spark plugs and wires.
Right.
Because this has a Hemi,
Yeah.
and spark plugs go straight down into the cylinders. They don't go in from the side like
Right.
the first-gen Montero V6 does, the 6G72. This is a 6G74.
4 or 3?
This is a 4.
4? Okay. So what came with the 3?
3 was like a Chrysler V6 based on this.
Interesting. So yeah, the hemispherical head design is the same as a lot of the Mitsubishis of the era. They don't make power like a Hemi, unfortunately,
No,
but
not at all.
they're not the mythological Hemi that the Chrysler Corporation came up with. The world's lowest horsepower V6 Hemi ever. What do these things make, like 150, 160 horse?
No, this is like 170 something.
Oh, I didn't realize this was a racing truck. It's 170 horsepower, 3-liter Hemi.
Well, no, it's 3.5.
Oh, I'm wrong again.
More torque.
My Mitsu knowledge ends in like 95.
Well, it's a huge improvement over the first-gen engine. Which
The
is
one that was in your old truck.
like 140.
Yeah. This makes a lot more power, a lot more usable, too, because the other engine needed to be revved out a little more, too. This thing seems to lug along a little better than that truck did.
Oh, this is my favorite part.
The back valve cover bolts,
No, just trying to get them lined up.
they're in an inconvenient place under a fuel rail.
No, I can get them in there, but they're steel bolts. You have the aluminum head.
So you
trying
don't want to
not to
cross-thread
cross-thread them.
but you can't line them up quite right.
No.
This might be how you pinch the gasket, because you're moving
Probably.
the valve cover gasket trying to get them in.
Very likely.
So we'll double check it every time we move it a little bit, because we don't want to do it for a third time. That's for damn sure.
No, I really don't.
If we have to do it a third time, there'll be a $500 Montero for sale on the Auto Off Topic page.
Yeah.
Just needs valve cover gaskets.
Oh my God! Speaking of that Raider video,
I
that
still
the
haven't
guy
watched
made.
it yet.
You haven't watched it yet?
Well, you sent it to me during the working day, and
Oh my God!
I can't watch it at work,
It's so good.
and then I keep forgetting to watch it when I get home. So,
All right, when we turn the recorder off, I'll make you watch it.
all right.
But yeah, I don't know how long we'll do this episode for because it's a little awkward that you're trying to do this and talk at the same
We'll
time.
try to pay attention to what you're doing and talk at the same time.
Yeah, you could give a play-by-play, like it's a baseball game.
And his right hand goes down to the bolt underneath the fuel rail. And can he turn it? Can he turn it? It's going right. That is not how I'm going to do this, because that is not that is not working. Is that in there?
No.
Let me. I'm not wearing gloves. Let me get my hand in there and see if I can get a better grip on it.
Well, valve cover gaskets are nice and thick and squishy, so try
All
to
right, push the valve cover up
up.
towards the top of the motor.
Okay.
Hold on. let me take a look. I can't really see, huh?
The hole goes straight through, which is nice, so you can actually see light on the other side
Actually,
of it.
can I come around that side?
So you know if you're lined up.
Let me take a look. Can't quite see where we're going with it here. But
That's the worst part of it, is that,
well, actually, can we do that one last? Because if we get the other ones caught, it's going to line that one up.
well, that's the thing. I could see that one, and I couldn't get the other ones lined up. So I was trying to line it up.
So let me see. Oh, I see it.
I was trying to get them lined up across from each other.
Hold the flashlight for me, please. I do see it now.
Yeah, see the light behind it?
Yep, right there. Nice and easy. Just getting fingers in there. Not easy either.
Might have to get the extension and the
It's caught.
driver handle.
It's caught. It's caught.
So
We're
that
caught.
is a neat one. It's got a swivel, but the 10 millimeters built into the swivel.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a 10 millimeter swivel. I think we're in. It's either turning nice and easily, so it's either in or not in at all.
I don't think it's in.
You're right, sir. Riveting entertainment for our listeners as we try to get the first bolt caught in the
We had a
valve cover.
couple listener suggestions that we should try it while we're actually working on a car. But so we figured we'd try it out. A little something different. Change it up.
Good. It's in.
You get that one?
Yep. It's not tightened, but it's in.
No, I don't want to.
Yep.
I'm going to go around evenly. The torque on these is like super light. It's like 2.5 foot-pounds. You're like, okay.
27 Newton meters?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, nanometers.
Yeah.
Nanometers.
Yeah, you want to tell that?
So I had an argument with a parts guy who shall remain nameless from a local parts store. I ordered a set of door hinges for a brand new car for work. The car was hit with the door open. I opened the door into traffic and a passing car hit it, took the door out, the hinges, the hinge pillar, and the fender.
That happened to my grandfather one time.
It did. Actually, probably also in a Volvo.
Yep.
So it's a 2018 XC90, which is a beautiful car, by the way. I don't know if you've seen one of those yet. They're
No, I
brand
haven't
new
seen
this
one.
year. I mean, they're
I like the new Volvos.
they're
The
gorgeous.
design is really nice. Even that dumb-looking crossover type thing
Yeah.
is kind of good-looking.
Yeah, I would never buy an XC90 or the crossover one, but I mean, as the crossovers and XC90s go, they're nice vehicles. Anyway, so the new hinge required replacements of the bolts that bolt it to the uniside as well. And the parts guy told me that I need to make sure that I tell the tech that I need to use these new bolts and I need to tighten them down to 27 nanometers. To which I wasn't going to say something, but sometimes they can be kind of pedantic, and I did, and I was like, I think you mean Newton meters. And he continued to correct me that no, nanometers was the correct measurement because it said NM. And I said, well, first of all, nanometers is not a measurement of force. It's a measurement of length. So if I tighten it to 27 nanometers, it's not going to really move very far, and the door will probably fall off.
Yeah.
No, he continued to fight with me that NM meant nanometers, which he's not wrong, but it doesn't mean nanometers when you're talking about working on a car. I don't think there's anything when working on a car from the mechanic standpoint where nanometers is going to come into play. So I gave it to the tech, and I told the tech the story, and he laughed about it. And he goes, obviously, it's Newton meters.
Yeah.
I guess that one of them is lowercase n, capital M, and one of them is uppercase n, lowercase m. And that's the difference in reading it. I don't know. I've never dealt in nanometers, not being a scientist.
I never really looked because
It doesn't affect us.
everything's Newton meters.
Yeah, it doesn't affect us. Nanometers have a small measurement. But anyway, long story short, the parts technician was insistent that I tighten it to 27 nanometers.
Oh.
So I wanted to ask if he could get me a nanometer torque wrench.
A nanometer torque wrench.
But I felt it was best to end the argument at that point and not continue it on the rest of the time.
Yeah, you can pick your battles.
Yeah, exactly. But he's a parts guy who's been a parts guy for a very long time, and I've known him for 100 years, and I was just surprised that he chose that rock to die on. It's just
Well, parts guys are stubborn.
I guess.
Right?
As we both are former parts guys,
Yeah.
so we're not exactly the cream of the crop, I guess, sometimes. Plus, you're dealing with dumb people all day. It makes you dumb.
Yeah.
So, That's my excuse as to why I'm dumb. I work in a body shop.
I say it's paint fumes.
It's probably paint fumes. I grew up in a body shop too. Explains the long-term effect. So, how many bolts you got left here, Andrew?
I got 2 left.
Nice.
But what else did we do this weekend? After we rented on a bunch of cars on Saturday. Well, just this thing, really.
Yeah, we did Jordan's trailer harness for his Xterra because we picked up a trailer for the Rally Golf, the spaghetti trailer
Oh, yeah.
for spaghetti.
It might be made out of spaghetti.
It is made out of spaghetti. It's a homemade. It was dirt cheap, so it was well worth buying a homemade trailer. It's made off an old camper platform.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't tow a Cadillac with it, but it's perfectly functional for towing a little Volkswagen rally car.
2,000-pound Volkswagen.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got 4 wheels. At one point, it had brakes, but somebody just cut the lines, so it doesn't have brakes anymore. But we could easily add brakes to it if we wanted to. But we'll tow with it a couple of times, see how it goes. The trailer has really, really, really long ramps and nowhere to put them.
Yep.
So we do have to figure out a ramp situation. They do make a kit you can buy for fold-down ramps on the backside of them, which we may wind up adding in at some point.
Yep.
All right, so now we fast-forwarded the mechanic process here, and we have finished putting on the valve cover, finished the spark plug wires. I'm describing all this to you while Andrew painfully holds the intake manifold in his hand, waiting to put it on.
You just need to guide on that side.
Waiting to do. We're going to put the recorder for the podcast. That's very inconvenient. All right, so we're going to move this stuff out of the way.
And we're going to go straight down.
This is the installation of the intake manifold. Which, pro tip, as Andrew realized yesterday, is we spent a while looking for the firing order of this particular engine.
What's it held up on? Oh, it's held up on this fuel line.
It's actually embossed right on the top of the intake manifold.
Yep. I had no idea.
So you will not forget it. Those numbers are not a casting number or a part number. It is the firing order of
I thought they were casting number.
521436.
Move this around a little bit.
Let's try to find that first hole for it to fall into. Oh, the only. So this whole thing is just bolted on the middle. There's no brackets anywhere.
Oh, there's a bracket on your side.
Okay.
But you did those last.
I was thinking if they're removal process. So.
Yep. All right, that's in place.
All right. I should
So
tighten
I
down.
think we'll just tighten
6
down
bolts.
a bunch of bolts, torque
Are
them.
they all sitting in there?
They're all sitting in there.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I leave them sitting in there. Actually, I started to tighten these, but I have to loosen these because those hold the throttle cable.
Yeah, unfortunately,
purpose.
you're now experienced with this intake manifold.
Way too
So
expensive.
it comes off and goes on pretty easy at this point. Once you've done things a few times, it makes it quite simple to continue to do them. What do you lose?
The ratchet?
Which ratchet are you looking for?
That little 3/8 drive?
The one we used on the valve cover?
Nope. That was a 1/4 inch.
Oh, a little 3/8 right here. Okay?
No, that's 1/4 inch drive.
Oh, cool. Yeah, sorry. I do know my ratchet sizes, I promise.
Let's see. This one started.
So after this, we have pretty much just bolt up the intake box.
Well, the EGR pipe is the worst.
Okay.
That's the worst part of this.
That's that flexible metal one, right?
Yeah, on the other side.
Bunch of hoses,
Yep.
and then we should be able to drive on out of here if all goes according to plan.
Well, yep. But we're not done because we're going to work on the Subaru leak.
We are doing Super tonight too?
Might as well if we're here.
Oh, okay. I thought we were just
I
doing
mean,
this.
if you have the time.
I got nothing but time, Andrew. Nothing but time. I didn't know that was the next plan.
Yeah.
Well, we can do a scale project car update while you work on this.
Yeah, what do you get going on?
I just picked up a 1/64th diecast by Konami.
Like the video game company?
I'm not sure if they're related or not. It is the same name. They do a weird, they're the Japanese blind boxes.
Yeah.
They do a bunch of different things, whether it be video game characters or movie characters, or every now and again they do car ones as well.
Why is it called the blind box?
Because you buy the product, and it's one of 6 to 10 items.
Doesn't even have a picture on the box?
It has pictures of the box of all the things it could be.
Oh,
but you don't
weird.
know which one you're getting. So, kind of annoying. But on the secondhand market, it's obviously easier because, they don't have that same problem if you already know what it is. Somebody else opened it and separated them all so you can buy the collection. But I've been waiting for a while to find the 74 Lancer, which is essentially the same car as my 78 Colt.
Sounds like clever marketing.
It is. They sell them here now, too. A lot of the kids, a lot of the girls like the stupid little Shopkins things.
Oh, yeah.
That's like an American version of a blind box. You don't know what you're going to get.
Weird.
Actually, I don't know if, we'll go a little off topic here with the... I don't know if you remember the video game Ninja Town that Keith was into for a while, and I was into for a while.
I roughly remember it.
And I had that little plush thing hanging from the mirror in my car.
Yeah, there's one hanging from the mirror in my car that's permanently wrapped itself around.
Right, that's the Ninja Town character, the Ninja. And that was from a Japanese blind box from the game.
Oh.
They used to sell them at Newbury Comics. They sell a bunch of them at our local CD store called Newbury Comics, which obviously used to be a comic store. And then they still sell some comics, but when comics went more out of vogue, they became a vinyl store. And now a CD store, and
Now they sell vinyl again.
they sell vinyl again. Everything comes full circle. They also sell comics again and all kinds of anything pop culture that you would.
T-shirts, clothing store.
It is definitely a clothing store. Usually pop culture abandoned with it, though, so they try to keep it somewhat in theme, I guess. Mm-hmm. Well, they do have like pop culture brands like Neff, which is I don't know, whatever. I don't know that stuff.
Like some skate brand.
I'm not 12 anymore. I don't know all the pop culture stuff anymore. Not a huge skateboarder or skateboard fan.
Picking up the throttle cables and the transmission
Kickdown?
kickdown cable. Or shift cable,
D-tech,
rather.
right? They call it.
Yeah.
So there's two cables because it does have cruise control.
For the auto tragic. No, one's for the throttle, one's for the transmission.
Oh, okay. So the cruise control is separate.
It goes off into that weird box that's over here.
The box looks like a 1965 ECU.
Yeah.
If there had been one.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, but what I was about to get to before we took a break. Are you still going to describe your... We won't skip ahead then.
No, that's all right.
Do your
It's no big deal.
scale project.
I'll take a picture of it. It's not a project. It's just a toy car. So I'll take a picture of it and I'll add it in the site.
No,
I'll get creative and I'll take a picture of it sitting here in the Mitsubishi engine.
we went to Cars and Coffee.
We did. Actually, our local Cars and Coffee was last Sunday. You brought your Galant out for the first time this year.
Yep.
I brought the Blue Colt. We met up with former guests of the show and co-owner of Spaghetti GTI, Jordan, took his Xterra, and her other friend Joey, who has not been on the show yet for some reason, and the Z06 that we've talked about a few times. Actually, you did an update on his project car. You talked about working on it last time, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
So he brought that car out, and the four of us
Cross these.
rode over in a strange caravan of cars that don't really belong together. Probably, what would you say, about 150 cars?
Yeah.
Good size show.
Everybody was pretty decent.
Yeah, that's the same show that I was complaining about last month, where everybody was revving and doing burnouts and being generally annoying. There was a little bit of a police presence this time around. The cops probably came through, made rounds, would say 4 or 5 times maybe,
Yeah.
which seemed to be just enough to...
But they were also interactive with people. So.
Yeah, they had like little kids like talking on their, megaphones in the cars, and they were doing good community policing.
Yeah.
And I think that curtailed a lot of the bad behavior, and it was welcome to see, because I don't want to see that event go away, because I do enjoy going up there, because A, it's close to home, B, the coffee is good, and C, we like the people that, are in charge.
Yep.
So we like to see it get bigger and bigger and better and better without being shut down and ruined by assholes and loud cars. Not that we don't sometimes have loud cars, but time and a place. Mm-hmm. Which was not the time nor the place. So, a little cross situation here with the lines.
This is weird.
So this one here is caught in the back of the intake manifold.
Oh, that's why I don't have enough give to it.
Yep. So there you go.
All right.
Now you should be good. a second set of eyes back there to see why it was sticking. So the throttle cable was hooked around the back of the intake manifold, so you couldn't quite reach a bolt hole to attach it to the forward section of the
This
intake
is
manifold.
like if a repair manual was a book on tape.
Except off topic a bunch of times, and you have
Yeah.
no idea what they were talking about because there's no visual going on.
Yeah, I don't think it would work very well, but if you had a repair manual that was a book on
Yeah,
tape.
let us know if you're replacing a valve cover gasket on a Montero and you listen to this episode at the same time, if it works out in your favor or not.
Yeah.
Actually, if it doesn't work out in your favor, don't let us
All
know.
right, so at this point, then, since I'm putting it back together, to save us time, installation is reverse of removal.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know.
Which removal was done before we recorded it, so nobody has any idea how it was removed.
You'll be fine.
Hey, remember how you took it apart? Put it back together the opposite way. And don't hook the thing on the back of the exhaust, the intake manifold, and you'll be fine. Start hooking these hoses up.
Weird. Oh, I still have them crossed.
It's backwards, so yeah.
I still have them crossed.
Well, now you have more room to cross them. I'll start hooking up some of these hoses.
Yeah, that probably pops right back on.
It does.
That goes like that.
Put that clamp on. Get the clamps. Wait till you're done with the cables there. Slide it the rest of the way on. That ground strap on this little one right here.
Yeah. It doesn't thread in super great. It's
Wonderfully.
a tiny 10 millimeter, but it doesn't need to be super tight either. It's just a
Just a
ground.
ground. Do we know what the ground is
Tighten it up.
for?
It's an engine ground. It goes from the engine to the firewall.
Yeah, that threads are a little bunged up, it feels like. That's right, it's in there though. That was better. And looks correct.
That was right.
That's a confusing setup of cables. I can see why that was confusing. I don't think it's caught in anything else. So what is this EGR tube you speak of? Oh, I see what that's annoying. It's underneath everything.
Yep. And the gasket came off, so you have to fish the gasket in there and get the two bolts in. That's going to take me the longest. So I think we'll break here.
Okay,
And maybe we'll bookend this with a drive in one of these cars when we're done.
we can do that. Give us some feedback. Let us know if you enjoyed listening while working on vehicles. It was a little difficult, but it can be done.
All right.
All right, now we got to figure out that firing order again.
Well, good thing it's written on the...
All right, we're back.
So we're back.
We are.
And we're in Headlightsville. And we're in the Montero. Now
Which is
it's
running and driving, which is a positive. Sounds like it always sounds,
Yep.
which is a positive. There's no smoke coming out of it, which is a positive.
Oh, I washed all the oil off with all this rain. I did wash it down with some brake clean. So.
Yeah, you spray brake clean and all the stuff you could hit with the brake
Yeah.
clean. Actually, you probably wouldn't see much smoke now anyway, because the rain is probably just knocking it down anyway. It's pouring outside.
Yeah. It needed a wash anyways underneath. Get some mud off. And I don't have the skid plates on. I do need to put the skid plates on.
Oh, they're still off.
Yeah, haven't done that yet.
So would you say we had a successful evening in the garage?
Yes, and that was actually really good multitasking. So we got a podcast and the car fixed
In one night.
in one night.
Yeah.
We didn't have to take a break to do one or the other. I don't know if we'll do that all the time, but
Once in a while when it works out that way.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't smell any burning oil. You can smell it by now.
Yeah, no, it will be strong by now. All I smell is a little bit of coolant burning off from where
Yeah,
the crossover pipes are, and it dripped out a little bit. But doesn't seem to be anything beyond that. So, good.
I think that makes an episode.
It does. So what's the plan for the truck next? Just some off-road trips and enjoy it?
Yeah, fix the CV, the wiring.
The wiring the CV we talked about before, yep.
And the install the skid plates.
You had to reinstall the paper towels in the engine.
Oh yes, I almost forgot. That's the best part of this whole story. So a year ago on the podcast, we talked about doing the lifters to get rid of the tick.
Yep.
I had apparently put a paper towel in the valve train to keep from dropping stuff in there, and it's actually there's an Instagram post with the picture on my Instagram.
The Raised in Anger Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
A paper towel lived in there for an entire year, which brings us to, so this podcast is brought to you by Bounty Paper Towels.
Yeah, exactly.
The best paper towels you can stick in your engine. They will last at least a year.
They won't break down and cause any issues. They'll just stay in one piece up under the valve train, apparently. This is not an official endorsement for Bounty Paper Towels, by the way. Nope. They did not pay us a dime.
So
it might not have even been a Bounty Paper Towel. It might have been a Market Basket brand.
On that note, you can follow us on Instagram, Auto Off Topic, Auto Off Topic Podcast, on Facebook. We post original photos on the Instagram page, and we like to repost funny memes and videos on the Facebook page.
And sometimes repost our actual Instagram posts on the Facebook page.
But that's where you'll see the stuff that's not original on Facebook, because I guess that's where it belongs. I don't know.
Yeah, Instagram is not for reposting memes.
Nope.
Instagram is for photography and artwork.
Yep.
That's it.
So, anyway, you can find us there. You can find me on Instagram at Race and Anger. Brad, where
They can find me on Instagram at TSISS350.
Awesome.
Oh, there goes the microphone. That's pretty big bang.
Yep.
I think it's still recording.
It is still recording.
All right, excellent.
So, on that note, keep your cars analog and aim for the roses.